So little bits and bobs of news coming out of Newcastle United today, and obviously late last night regarding transfers as well. Sponsorship deals, our captain. So a bit to talk about today. This is your daily news.
Take me home to the banks of the riverside. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the riverside.
Hi there, I'm Paul, back again with another video, and this time it's basically talking about just some little bits and bobs of news that have come out at the club over the last 24 hours. And we'll start with the news that was just released around about 20 minutes, half an hour ago, saying that the Premier League clubs have now agreed a sponsorship deal. So, you know, the ban is lifted on us trying to bring in new sponsors. So it's still subject to Premier League approval, which may cause trouble down the line. We know the Premier League don't like us. And we know that a lot of Saudi-based companies are going to want to have sponsorship within the stadium. So that all still has to go through Premier League approval. But for me, this is a step forward now, you know, to get new sponsors inside that ground and eradicate the memory of those horrible signs that were up around the ground up until around a week ago. So it's fantastic news as well. Let's just hope there isn't any, you know, postponement by the Premier League of allowing our sponsorships to go through. And, you know, this is a real test of how far corruption has gone here, by the way, because if certain other teams are, you know, their sponsorships get passed, etc., and then we come along with a similar sort of sponsorship deal and then it gets rejected, there's going to be some hellfire. And I think, you know, some of the sponsorship deals will probably have to go back through the courts. I mean, you know, us as Newcastle fans are resigned to that, and I think the hierarchy at Newcastle are resigned to that there will be complications along the way. But like I said, it is a step forward now, and hopefully we can start getting some new sponsorship signs in that ground and actually just have a fantastic time with loads of sponsors around instead of the same ones everywhere you look inside St James's Park. So it's good news for me. And we'll see what happens within the coming weeks with that. Now on to our captain, Jamal Lascelles. And as a lot of people are aware, and some may not be, Jamal Lascelles has decided to come off Twitter. I'm not sure if he's come off all social media altogether, but he's definitely come off Twitter. Now, I have sort of two thoughts on this. The first one being, if he's come off because of personal abuse, then that is fair enough for me. Now, what I mean by personal abuse is threatening behaviour, either threatening somebody's life, threatening them harm, racism or homophobia. You know, anything like that is completely crossing the line. And if you're going to do that, then you shouldn't be on this planet, to be honest, because it's just wrong in every single possible way. So, for me, if that's happened to Jamal Lascelles, then he's done the right thing in coming off. And shame on you if anybody has abused him that way at all. Now, on the flip side of it, he is a Premier League footballer, okay? And if he has come off Twitter because he's just getting pelters for playing so badly, then it's a little bit sad in my opinion, because he's a footballer, he's out there in the big wide media world, he knows as a Premier League footballer that if you're not playing very well, you're going to get pelters from your fans and opposition fans, you know? You know, when people say, oh, he's a donkey, or he's not playing very well, or he doesn't read the game, he's terrible, you know, that's not personal abuse. That is criticism. And us as fans are perfectly entitled to do that. You know, we're perfectly entitled to say that you didn't play very well, you're acting like a donkey, you're not playing well, you're not a captain. All of this is fair enough. That is not personal abuse. So you have to be careful where the line is crossed here in saying that you know, especially the media, because you know what the media is like. As soon as they pick anything up regarding Newcastle United fans, they will hammer us for it. They will absolutely destroy us. But you have to be careful of where that line is crossed with things like this. You know, we all get it, you know, podcasters or anyone on Twitter, all sorts of people get it on social media. You'll get the abuse as well. You know, some people overstep the mark all the time. Some people don't, some people do. But those people that do cross the line, they're just saddos in my opinion. But when it comes to footballers, you know, the opposition fans, you know, the hurl sort of name calling and everything like that at opposition players when they're going for corners and things like that. We as fans do it as well. You know, we had to go at James Maddison the other day for diving for a penalty, but we didn't threaten his life or threaten to hurt him in any particular way. But he gets criticised for what he did. And because Jamal Lascelles is playing so badly at the moment, you know, he's going to get pelters. So, you know, we have to be careful where the line is crossed. Homophobia, racism, or personal threats of life or hurting somebody is way, way beyond the line. And I perfectly understand Jamal Lascelles if that's the reason he has come off Twitter. Fair enough. But criticised for his play, his reading of the game, etc., his captaincy, his ability to captain the side. If people want to have a go at him for that, then I'm sorry, that is not personal abuse. That is criticism. And footballers will always, always get criticism. You know, when they play well, they get praised. But as soon as they play badly, they will get criticised. That's just the way football is. That's just the way any sport is. And I'm sure everybody sort of understands that. You know, that there is a line there between criticism and abuse. You don't cross it. Simple as that. You just don't cross the line. So it depends what he's come off Twitter for. But if as I say, if it was for abuse, fair enough. No problem with that at all. But if it was because he's just getting criticised, then he needs to take a hard look in the mirror and actually realise that these Newcastle fans, or whoever it may be criticising him, want him to improve, want him to be solid at the back, and want him to act like a captain on the pitch, which is what we've all been wanting for quite some time now. So whatever's happens with Jamal Lascelles, you know, hopefully it wasn't, threatening or racist behaviour or whatever it may be. I guess we'll never know unless he comes out and says why he's done it. But that's just my opinion on the line between, you know, criticism and, you know, fan criticism and abuse. Now on to transfers, and now it seems like Kieran Trippier may well be the first new player to walk through the door in January, with reports now coming out that a deal has already been done. Nothing has been announced from Atletico's side or Newcastle United side, nor the player or his representatives. This is media speculation, but the media speculation that have been speaking about it are very, very good sources. So these aren't the type of media outlets that will come out and just spread stories for the sake of it. These have been proven to be right in very recent times. So for me, he has been on the radar of Newcastle United. You know, there's no doubt about that. Now, there's a possibility that he's agreed to come in. Whether it's a loan deal or a permanent deal, I don't know. Because, you know, we've said many times on many different shows that coming in on loan and permanent deals may be very interesting to see in January, given the situation where we are in the league. So it's going to be interesting. But I think for Kieran Trippier, that will give the Newcastle fans a boost. Because we know he's very good at set pieces. He's very good defender. He's very good going forward and can cross the ball. Now, in recent games, Javi Manquillo has done none of it. Some reason he doesn't want to cross the ball anymore. You know, loads of time, even at Leicester, he got the ball on the right-hand side and he passed it back rather than swing a cross in. We need crosses to come in for Callum Wilson. We all know that. You know, he thrives on crosses into the box. That's what he was like at Bournemouth. You know, Richie and Fraser pinging them into the box at Bournemouth, and you can guarantee 9 out of 10 times Wilson would be hovering around somewhere, looking for a header or looking for a rebound. And that's what we need from our fullbacks as well. I mean, it was difficult for Jamal Lewis on the other side because St. Maximin wasn't giving him the ball. He was just turning in and trying to beat everybody. But that's a different subject, really, because, you know, if you look at Manquillo, he was just refusing to put the ball in for some reason. So Kieran Trippier, for me, definite, brilliant signing. There's also been rumours about Lingard again coming in, which that might possibly be a loan deal. Now, I've said many times that some kind of deals that we get in January may well have to be loan deals because of the situation that we're in. But if we do bring them in permanently, these bigger names, then we can maybe say to them, look, if we get relegated, there'll be a clause in your contract where we'll send you out on loan for a season to another Premier League team. Hopefully we will bounce back the season after and you come back and then the rebuild of this club will really start. Some, like was mentioned last night on the Four Horsemen show, some might decide that they want to stay with us even if we go down. Show the mettle, show they want to be part of Newcastle United. But with the World Cup coming up next year, you have to think, right, you know, these players are going to want first team football. So if we went down, they're going to want to play Premier League football. They're going to be wanting to be in that first team of a Premier League team. So we have to be aware of that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of negotiations go on with the likes of Trippier, with the likes of Lingard. But certainly, those two players that have been mentioned there definitely improve our team. There is no doubt about it. They definitely improve the team. And that's what it's all about for me. We have to look at players that are going to improve the team. Not, he's just the same kind of player, or, he's not quite as good in that position. We have to sign players now who are going to be improving every single position that we get. Whether it be a striker, midfield, defence, we have to be improving the team. And these people that come in will have to be up for the fight as well, because it's going to be a long, hard slog. Now, obviously, going on in the world at the minute, as we well know, is COVID, the Omicron version this time, and it seems like it's causing problems throughout the football industry. A lot of players going down with it, being diagnosed with it, and the problem I've got is, we have to be careful here, because in my opinion, not many people have taken really ill with this Omicron variant. A lot of what I'm reading and what I'm seeing from a lot of people is that, they're not sure that this is a bit of an overreaction from the government. I'm hearing rumours that the Premier League may be, closed down for a couple of weeks just to let it settle again. But one thing I really can't stand is if they shut the fans out again. We are doing all we can as fans. The government want us to have, passports and all of this sort of stuff to get into the ground, or proof of a negative test. Now, if you've got a proof of a negative test, why can't you go into the ground? It's outdoors as well. Let's not forget that. It's outdoors. So, I'll be very, very unhappy if the Premier League gets shut down. I think a lot of fans will be. Yes, we have to be safe, etc. But, on the flip side of it, COVID is going to be with us for the foreseeable future. Therefore, we have to live with it. And we have to live with it like we do the flu. The flu has different variants as well. And I think, we just have to learn to live with these illnesses now. A lot of people get it and get on with it. Some people, unfortunately, don't get through it. But that is, I guess, part of life now, where we will have this illness. But hopefully, Newcastle United won't be too affected. We did have a COVID problem last season, of course. But hopefully, that won't be affected with our game at Liverpool. That's still going ahead by the looks of things. Manchester United, as we know, have trouble at the moment. But by the time we come to play them, that may well have passed anyway. Manchester City, we don't know what's going to happen in the next coming days. But let's hope that the football isn't affected too much. And a bit of bad news to finish off with, guys, unfortunately, is the referee for the Liverpool game at Anfield on Thursday. And it's going to be none other than Mike Dean. All about Mike. You're damn well sure that something will happen in the game on Thursday that Mike Dean will have to be at the centre of. Because that's the kind of referee he is. If he is not noticed by anybody, that's not good enough for Mike Dean. We all know, every fan across the UK knows exactly what to expect from somebody like Mike Dean. Which is, he's just a terrible referee. And hopefully he won't be around too much longer to referee matches. I think he's coming up the age of retirement anyway, but he's still there, he's still going, and we've got him again on Thursday, so God knows what will happen with that, but hey-ho, we will wait and see. But if there's any more news, guys, breaks out, then obviously I'll let you know straight away. But if you have enjoyed the video, guys, please do hit the like button for me. And if you're new, please do consider subscribing as well. I will get my words out eventually. But in the meantime, guys, if you're watching this on Tuesday afternoon, join us at 7 p.m. for a Toon Review special. That's going to be me and Dave Harrison, and we'll be joined by none other than Newcastle United legend Warren Barton. So we'll be asking him about his time at Newcastle and where he thinks the club is going moving forward. So really looking forward to that. And then at 8:30, we of course have the fan forum again. So do join us on live for that. Come on the show, join me live, have you see on all things Newcastle United. We'll be talking about the Leicester game, talking about the Liverpool game, and of course, various players, Lascelles, the SM and things like that, and get different views on those players. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.